In this video, we're going to take a look at the answer to Lab04-2. So Lab04-2, we're going through and making an application that searches through a table of values. So let's see here. It's going to be very similar to what we did before. Let me go back over to 4.1, and what I want to do is I want to take this code, and I think I'll save it as 4.2 because it's so similar. Now I still have 4.1 available, but 4.2 has all my starter code. Yep. Okay, so the deal is, to see, this code, this part makes the table, and I need that still. So I'll have to work with that. I want to add code that searches for a customer by name. And in this case, let's see, I want to let the customer ask a question like what name you're looking for. Okay, cool. I think I can handle that. And I will make a Boolean flag here that says false and only set it to true later on if they find it. I want to go through the table row by row looking to see if they found the customer I was looking for. And then if I do, print out the ID. Oh yeah, this code is almost identical to what I want. Which is cool, because sometimes you find something on the internet that's almost the same. You just have to modify it for your own use. So let's see here. I probably don't need this part here. This is a different exercise, so I will copy this part. Come on now. And that's going to be my little pseudocode to get started, to remind me what the heck I'm doing. And also, if I want to do the extra part, I'll put that in there too. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to loop through the rows, and this time I want to ask the question, is it true that whatever the user entered, let's say enter in Sue Jones, is it true that that's in the row? And if it is, I want to print out the customer ID. The customer ID is the 0th item in the row, so it'd be row 1. Nope, not 1, 0. The 0th element in that row. Now I know that Sue Jones is in there, so let's see if it works. Item 2. Awesome. And that could be a fluke, I guess, so maybe I should check another one. Actually, I'll just change this data over to 4. Now it should print out 4. Hot dog. So yeah, it's working. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Of course, it looks pretty ugly, but we can clean that up. And also, I want to be able to let the user enter in some data. So how about we go do this? So str search, or how about just customer equals input. Enter a customer name. Okay, and let's see here. Probably want to test to see if that's going to work before I do anything else. So this will be str customer name, and I'll run it. I want to do a little at a time, so when it breaks, I know when it broke. How about Bob Smith this time? Bob Smith. Got a 1. Excellent. Okay, next would be, I probably want to look a little nicer. So Bob Smith is customer ID 1. Yeah, I think I can make this work. In fact, heck, I can make that work really easy by copying and pasting it. It's got to look better than this. Yeah, it's a pretty long row. I think I'll drop it down here. And my row is lowercase. Okay. The problem with stealing code is you have to adjust it for your own needs. But still, it's still nice. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, let's see, Bob Smith. And let's enter in some junk and see what happens. I got nothing. So we probably should put an else statement here. Else print customer not found. Actually, I think we got some code for that. Sweet, we do. Now, do I want it to print out customer not found as part of the loop? Well, let's find out. So, run. Oh, and there's a problem with that. It prints it out however many rows are in the table. So that makes sense why this one is not indented. It's got a different if statement. In fact, the way it's set up is I have a Boolean flag that I set to true when I find it. And then I examine whether or not that flag is true. And that way I can print out customers is not found after it's gone through all the rows. Okay, that makes sense. Now, I would just make a little flag like this. And I'll go ahead and set a default value to false. It's optional, but it's nice to explicitly set the value. And then I'll just go ahead and if we find an answer, and remember that if we find the answer, it will run the statements under the if statement because this will evaluate the true in line 14. Then the Boolean flag will be set to true. If we don't find a match, true, then of course it won't. And now I just have to go through and say if it's true that the Boolean flag is equal to true, false, then just print customer not found. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Let's find out. Customer ID is 1. Let's run it again. Customer not found, and we didn't get that printed out multiple times, so that's looking better. What else could we do to improve this? Now, by the way, there are other ways to accomplish this, and if you did something different, as always, perfectly fine. I'm just kind of going through the thought process. I actually wrote this code earlier, so I kind of remember doing it and probably could just go ahead and type it out. But the deal is that the thought process is kind of handy. But the way I'm doing it is just what's occurring to me at this point in time. Let's see, what else can we make it better? Well, I probably should add a loop to let the user keep trying. And also, you know what else? Is if they run this and they type in Bob Smith, it's not going to find the customer. So I may want to fix that too. So let's do this and let's take the let's take that input and let's lower it. And the row, the column we're actually searching for, we need to take that and lower it also. It doesn't come out as a string. So let's see here. I need to be able to go through and lower that data in the string. Do I really want to do that? Probably, but I kind of need another loop to go through and accomplish that goal. So I tell you what, I'll use that other function to capitalize it. Yeah, that'll work. We saw that earlier. Uh-oh. It looks like it only capitalized the first letter. I'd have to go through probably and split it first. That could be taking me down a rabbit hole here. You have to split it, capitalize it, and put it back together when they put the names in. Perhaps that's not my best choice. Oh, what the heck. We're doing loops. I'll just do it the fancy way. Okay, so now these are tuples. Tuples are immutable. So once I set them up, I can't change them. That is a problem. If they were lists, I could actually go ahead and change the data inside because they're not immutable. That's an advantage of using lists over tuples. So we can kind of see that lists give us a little bit more functionality. Also, lists have a number of functions tuples just don't have. We'll see a little bit later. Right now, if I go through here and I put a dot, I can see there's a count and there's an index. There's a bunch of these underscore functions, but let me put a couple of square brackets around it. And there's append, there's clear, there's copy, there's count, there's extend. There's all kinds of goodies in here, including sort. Oh, I bet there's a lot more I can do with a list. Okay, well, it wasn't part of the requirement, so we're just going to go ahead and leave it as it is. But it does highlight how you can be restricted by the tuple and the fact that tuples are immutable. We'd have to go through and write some programming logic to handle that issue. And whenever you're dealing with humans, it's probably an issue that's going to come up. Okay, so let's see, what else can we do? Oh yeah, we want to do the extra. So when I let the user keep trying, and that just means I'll wrap a loop around here. So while something is true, that will force it to keep looping. I want to indent this. And then we want to break out if they type in X or exit or something. So print, or better yet, how about str exit? Let's make it simple. They just type in yes or no. You guys have seen that before. And then we'll just ask the question if it's true that str exit is equal to yes, then we break. Okay, I think it's going to work. Let's find out. Enter the name, Bob Smith. Nope. Would you like to exit? No. Enter the name, Bob Smith. Hey, we found it. So I can continue or exit. Oh, I should make continue. Change it around. So I think it'd make a little more sense. So ask, would you like to continue? Yes to continue, and then otherwise we break out. I think that'd be nicer. Enter the name, Sue Jones. Like to continue and exit. Yes. Cool. Yeah, I think this would look better if we did else. Break. And would you like to continue? Okay, and let's change this to okay, I think that'll do it. And actually, anything that you type in would be anything other than yes will actually exit unless I go ahead and add some more code to clean up that, such as say if they type in something other than yes or no, then go ahead and say please choose yes or no or any other choice. So there's lots more we could do with this. We could make it so that it's case insensitive. We could go through and convert it over to a list. We could make our choices a little bit better, but that's all right. That's programming for you. There's always more to do. At this point, though, I think we've got it done. So that's pretty much it for the exercises in Module 4. The next thing is I'll do a review video of the chapter, and then there'll be an assignment. And I think I've got you all prepared for reading the chapter and the assignment. I'll see you in the review video.